gentlemen, and welcome to a September 16th, 2021 edition of The Extra Yard. I am Kai Chen Chisholm, and we are an extension of 3 yards per carry. Today is a very special edition of The Extra Yard, as it is, per my prompter, Michael Christian's birthday. Michael Christian. Who's Michael Christian? Oh, the host of the show, Michael Christian. It is his birthday. So we figured as a show, again, very professional today for such a celebration. I am a 23-year-old man who does know how to put on a tie, and as you can see, has a very, very good suit on. So for this celebration, we decided that we were going to run the best clips that we've seen from Michael Christian over the past year of his life. Without further ado, let's run the clips. Let's run the clips. Yo, guy, yo, dude. Yo.
What do you want, bro?
Yeah, what's the deal, man? Come on, run the clips. We're supposed to run the clips. We're on air. They can literally see us right now. We're live on YouTube.
Dude, I'm trying to set up my lineup on tonight's Thursday Night Football contest with Thrive Fantasy. And you can too, using our link in the description. What are you talking about, best clips?
What do you mean, what clips? It literally says it right here on my prompter. It says, we will fade and run the best clips from Michael Christian over the past year, a part of 5 Reasons Sports, and this past year of his life with The Extra Yard. I don't understand what you're asking me for.
We couldn't find any good takes by Michael Christian, so we can't put them up. Please take this out of today's show rundown. How did you not get this?
So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to waste some more of your time. It appears that while looking through Michael Christian's takes over the past year, we could not find anything substantial or anything that was good. So, let's just start the show.
Touchdown, Miami!
I really shouldn't like any of it, right? Like, I definitely shouldn't. And I'm not going to lie, there's a big part of me inside that wants to talk some shit, right? But I can't because that was very well done, Kai. Very nicely done, sir. Listen.
Let's just let everybody know that Kai let nobody know about that. And we were as surprised and shocked as everybody else was.
But I thought it was at you. I thought he was going to do something about you.
He has one loaded. Don't worry.
I can't wait for that one, Kai. Very well done. I don't need to read the Thrive promo. There should be a link down in the description. Kai let you know. There's a Thursday competition, I think this week and most weeks. There's also a Sunday competition that they're coming out with. A lot of money in that one, and you should have a free ticket to enter as long as you use the right 5 Reasons related codes. So make sure to check out the descriptions down and link below. Make sure to like the video for all the hard work that Kai does, right? I mean, that was fantastic. If for no other reason than what Kai did, go like the video. Also, don't remember, subscribe, ring that bell to get notifications. With that being said, guys, it is Buffalo Bills week, and it is week 2.
The hell with that. It is Michael Christian's birthday, bro.
Turn up! Woo! Let's go.
I got nothing else. That's about it.
You don't have anything to say? You're another year older. You're closer to retirement.
Give us some wisdom, dog.
Listen. Here you go. I will say this same as I did in the chat. So for you guys, it's a recycled joke. It is what it is. These people didn't hear it. Look, I'm not lucky enough to be as young as Kai is, right? At that prime time in youth where everything's great. But hey, I'm not as old as Royal either. So I think I'm sitting pretty good, right? This guy is old as hell. He's doing pretty good. So
he knows how to put on a tie.
Yeah,
I don't.
I did that while your video was on, bro.
He really did.
I know. I saw it.
I ran out of here to go get this blazer, bro, because I felt like I was underdressed watching that. So
I feel underdressed watching you guys.
Yeah,
it's okay. Mine does not fit at all, so don't worry.
Yeah. Neither does mine. I can't do my own like.
Just like
Juan, you always stick out.
My little brothers, bro, that he left here one time, bro. Like I can't get it together, bro.
I do appreciate the birthday wishes from you guys, honestly. But we've got to talk some Dolphins because that's what people really want to talk about. And like I said, it is Buffalo Bills week. It is week 2. Normally week 2 to me, I mean, week 2 is week 2. You're still trying to figure out what's going on with the team. Personally, I think this week is incredibly important. This is the preseason favorites to win the division. They're coming off what was an uncharacteristic and pretty bad loss by Buffalo Bills standards.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins are
Najee
coming
and the
off that.
Steelers.
Exactly. Najee won that game by himself. The
God.
Dolphins are coming off that really close victory. Initial thoughts going into this week. What do you think about the week? How important is it? What should we be looking for? Because Kai did such a great job with that video. I will give him the honors of going first so that nobody steals what he has to say.
Big facts.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I was looking at something else.
That's okay. I don't listen to myself either. I don't remember what I said now. Hold on.
I'm just being honest. Like, I don't want to lie.
Your thoughts going into this game, right? It's a big game by a lot of people's standards. Do you think this game does actually mean as much as people making it out to be? Is it just week 2? What are your thoughts going into it?
It means a lot, honestly. Like, this game needs to be a game that the Miami Dolphins have to be competitive in. You know, if you don't win, if you don't go out there and at least get a win, go 2-0 in the division, you absolutely have to look competitive. It can't be like what we saw at the end of last year. You can't look like you're about to get steamrolled. You just can't have a repeat performance of that. I think it's very possible to get a win. I mean, this team, I think both Buffalo showed. I have not believed the hype of the Steelers when they were undefeated last year. I still don't believe why people are hyping them up right now. Their quarterback stopped doing a certain action, and since then he hasn't been able to throw. I do not believe in their team, and I just don't think that they're such a great team. Shout out to Royal for knowing the joke. I just don't think that they're a great team, and Buffalo did not look great against them. Teams every year fall out of the playoffs, and new teams come in. This could be the Dolphins' time to capitalize and get a win over the Bills and try to cement a 2-0 lead in the division and a 2-0 lead not only just within just getting towards that top of the AFC East, but 2 division wins. It would be huge for the Dolphins. I think it means a lot. Just for like the mental psyche of the team and just in general. And then on top of that, I think that they can come away with a win.
I mean, JP's absolutely right when he says we can't have Royal go back to being a Packers fan. I mean, honestly, I don't know how many of them are left after Aaron Rodgers' performance in that 38-3 embarrassing loss in Jacksonville. Was the game in Jacksonville of all places?
It was at home. Oh, yeah, it wasn't Jacksonville, but
it was away at Jacksonville.
It was against the New Orleans, though.
Man, Jabu killed y'all. So I'm going to give this one to Royal, and then I'll go back to Juan. Royal, Kai kind of touched on it. The Dolphins win this game. They have a 2-game lead after 2 weeks against what is the preseason favorites to win this division. For a lot of people, the preseason favorites to win the conference, even ahead of the Chiefs. People are saying that this Bills team is it. Again, it is very early in the season. How important do you think, though, it would be for the Dolphins to take that pretty commanding 2-0 lead right off the bat?
No, I think that'll be big for Miami. I'm with Kai in all respects when it comes to that. Where I'm not as big on Kai, like, I don't think if the Dolphins lose this game, I just think that if they lose the game, then it can't be like it was last year in the last game of the season. But we also have to keep in mind that Buffalo is still a good team, and they're coming in here to try and reclaim whatever it is, the identity that people had them as before the season. Like, they want to be seen as one of the top tier teams in the AFC. So the Dolphins have to be wary of that. But if the Dolphins are able to win this game and get a 2-0 lead in the conference, that is huge for the outlook of the AFC. Because Buffalo has an uphill climb and winning their own division that puts them in the race with the wild card teams and stuff like that. So that would be huge in terms of the outlook of the AFC if the Dolphins were able to pull this off.
Absolutely. And I'll go to Juan with this one. So, last year, I know we can talk about the matchup that Tua had where we lost that game. It was a really ugly game at the end of the season. But I kind of want to focus on week 2 last year because week 2 is when you're still, it's similar, right? You're early on with tape. You're still trying to break down exactly what's happening. One thing that happened last year was the Dolphins lost Byron Jones in that game. I believe it was the first drive, really early. Igbenogany had to come in. It didn't really work out. And it was against a really good Bills wide receiver core. Now, that same wide receiver core doesn't seem to catch as much. And honestly, for health reasons, hopefully, Cole Beasley doesn't catch anything, right? We just want him to be safe. Because he's not vaccinated, right? So don't catch the football. Puns. You don't catch COVID.
He is on my fantasy team, so but
bad pick, homie. He's gonna be out a few weeks with that back.
He had like 15 last week, so I don't know. It was kind of okay.
Nah,
anyways,
sucks. All right, but Juan, they're gonna have a full secondary. We expect them to have a full secondary this week. And honestly, even if one of them goes down, it is gonna be a big hit. But I think we have better backups now than we did last year, week 2. Do you compare this game more to week 2 last year or week 17?
I'm going to say neither.
Okay.
And the only reason why is, one, I think the fact that we won so ugly, quote unquote, is going to help with the fact that we're going to be a little motivated to actually, win convincingly. And two, this the Steelers had the Bills looking really, really bad, bro. Like really, really bad. Like Josh Allen looked like he could take 6 yards running every play, and he was just like, nah, I don't want that. I want the 20, 30 yarder. And where I see that kind of going, and it kind of scares me because I'm feeling way more positive for week 2 than all off season for week 1. And I'm a little nervous about why I feel so positive, because I do see like chinks in the armor for the Bills, and I have to wonder if the COVID thing, where everybody has different opinions, if it's affecting the team as a whole, and if it's something that the Dolphins could take advantage of, because it's not just ending up 2-0, right? It's ending up 2-0, the Bills being 0-2, the Patriots or the Jets being 0-2, and then the obviously the third team would be 1-1. But you're looking at a convincing lead in the AFC East, and that's surprising for me to say.
Absolutely, and I do think.
Hold on, Mike. I'm sorry. If the convincing lead is over the Buffalo Bills, then that makes it that's kind of like what adds to the importance of this game. Because if you have a 2-0 lead over the Jets or the New England Patriots, then that's not as significant because you believe you can pull away from them at the end. But if you have a 2-0 lead over the Bills early, then now you're in the front seat with them chasing you. So that makes that all of. But another point that I made, I said something about the Bills being motivated, and this is a Dolphins show. The Dolphins secondary will also be motivated in this game after what happened to them with Mac Jones. So to Juan's point, to Juan's point, that could be a reason why he's feeling a little more confident about Josh Allen trying to play well. He's going to have to deal with a motivated Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, and the rest of those guys in that secondary.
Yeah, I mean, I do expect that secondary to be motivated after what happened. I think part of the reason why you're probably nervous, Juan, is because you did call 1-4 to start the season.
1-4.
They already got one of those so it's looking real rough for you, bro.
So all right, so then let me ask you this, because I could
and one that he didn't think. Remember, one he didn't think too.
Yeah. I could be
already wrong.
I could be a stubborn motherfucker and just be like, no, they're gonna lose every game until they're 1-4. Or I could take new information and be like, hey, you know what? They did something that surprised me.
No. Yeah, no, that's good. I expect you to grow. I expect you to evolve. I just want you to say it. You were wrong.
They proved me wrong.
That means you think that they're going to go 10-8, 10-7 this year? Because your original prediction was.
I think he's on 17-0. I think he's on 17-0.
I said 9-8, and I was starting 1-4. If they could pull off 2-3 or 3-2, man, 12 games looks right there.
I mean, you know what it is?
Whoa, he went from 7. Would you were 9-8? Now you're at 12 wins.
9-8.
What?
Yeah. I mean, listen. Here's what happens, right? They beat Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is his best boy, right? Like when they do the anime awards, and you have best boy. He voted Mac Jones. That's what it is. So,
where Colin was wrong.
He was looking for that.
Yeah, he was, as you deserve it. So I have some of the betting lines that I want us to discuss. One of the ones I wanted to talk about was the Bills are actually 3.5-point favorites. Okay, now for those of you that don't understand betting lines, just like a quick understanding, the home team has an automatic 3-point favorite in a betting line. So the Bills, who are the away team, being favored by 3.5 points means that they actually think the Bills are going to win by a minimum of a full touchdown plus the extra point.
Yeah.
Right. So basically projecting they're going to win by at least 6.5 points, which honestly seems like a pretty big swing on a betting line. Is that because people still think the Bills are who they were last year and they're kind of coming up on the Steelers now? Or is that because they're so far down on the Dolphins? What do you guys think?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I mean, it's to me, it's that Bills dominance, even though realistically, if Josh Allen regresses this year, he only has one good season. Like, like Bills fans
Not against
are
the
gonna,
Dolphins, which we'll go over later, but
he like we're his we're his bitch, but no, I think look, and I said this last year, and funny enough, I remember like vividly being at onside, sitting with Big O, and we were talking about how Bruce Arians at the time
Being where?
onside radio.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know what that place.
Yeah. And
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
we were talking.
Just want to make it clear.
We were talking about the Bucks and Bruce Arians being 0-4 against the Saints going into, I believe it was the NFC Championship game. And I'm like, eventually that streak is going to snap. That streak is going to be over. And I feel, and I'm going to gently walk my way through this, I feel like this might be the week where Brian Flores finally gets his first W over Josh Allen.
Well, okay, wait. We have a whole Josh Allen breakdown later, so let's
Wait.
But I'm telling you,
did he just say that for real?
But here's what it is. You want to know what it is? I already said it. They beat Mac Jones, who to him is actually Tom Brady. So now they can beat everybody.
Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the does she know about cameras?
Sure, bro. I fucking love it.
I mean, it's true. Like you mentioned Mac Jones, and that's the perfect thing for it.
So, I mean, I agree with you because and I'm going to throw this one to Royal and Kai, whichever one of you guys wants to take it first. I tweeted this out. It's genuinely how I feel. I think it's also just a bit of, as a Dolphins fan, we feel like everyone hates us. That's just how we've felt basically forever. But my genuine opinion is this. Let's just say the Dolphins go on Sunday and they beat the Buffalo Bills. My thought process is that this is going to be what the media is saying. They're not going to be talking about, man, this Dolphins team is good.
What's wrong with
Did we
Josh
not
Allen?
talk about what they're going to be talking about? In my opinion, is
Josh
what's
Allen
wrong with
okay?
the Bills?
Are
It's
they
gonna be
going through
more
COVID?
of,
All that.
Is there something wrong in that locker room? Did Josh Allen regress? Was there something about Brian Dable? Instead of, are the Dolphins a lot better than what a lot of us said they were in the preseason? Right? Do you guys think that would happen?
That's exactly what's going to happen, Michael. We just saw somebody rank Tua Tagovailoa as the
32.
30th. He was the 30th, I thought.
Or 30th, something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
We'll give Tannenbaum his credit. He said 30.
Yeah, he's the 30th.
Sour grapes.
Because Tannenbaum has been so successful in his pro football career.
Hey, he signed Ndamukong Suh to a massive contract, and then he went on to win the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and appeared in one with the Rams. So that was a great deal, wasn't it?
I think technically what Ndamukong Suh said was
mental gymnastics you just
Yeah.
did, bro.
no, hold on. No, what Sue said was, I'm bringing a championship to Florida. He did.
He did.
He did.
Part of Florida.
He did. Right? Like Shaq came down and said, I'm bringing a championship to Miami. Sue
Facts.
said Florida.
He
See,
ain't lie.
chess, not checkers, y'all.
He ain't lying.
Woke. But yeah, back to the point. I do believe that the national narrative is going to be what's wrong with the Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to use every excuse until the Dolphins make it undeniable that they are a good team. They're going to find every avenue that they can to escape that truth. The Dolphins are actually a very good football team. They're a better football team than has been. I think everybody on this stream, everybody in the comments also believes that. But the national media is going to have their eyes woken up. And I believe
They don't have to see us.
Right. I believe beating the Bills on Sunday will be the first jolt that they can that they'll get of being like, well, damn, they beat two teams that we had finishing above them. Now they have a commanding lead over their division, and already after 2 weeks they have a realistic shot of winning this division and potentially running away with it from two teams that we had stacked above them. So it's look, you want to take every bit of slight that you can and use it as motivation, and I believe the Dolphins have plenty of ammunition. But yeah, I do think the national media is going to have to be punched in the mouth by a good Dolphins football team in order to realize that they are good.
Yeah, and to Robert's point, yes, I think we as Dolphins fans do tend to focus a lot on what the national media says. I completely understand that. But I think that's for two reasons. Number one, they seem to talk about us a lot at all times. I mean, you're talking about middle of the offseason, nothing's happening. Their go-to NFL storyline is, oh, was Tua a mistake, a pick at number 5, even though nothing's happened, right?
Even though you shouldn't criticize people in their first years, right? Because that's what Colin Cowherd said today. He never criticizes rookie QBs in their first year.
That's just him hedging himself.
But even then, right? It's like
you gotta go with the memes.
They're in our mouth, like we're in their mouths all the time. So it's really easy for us to talk about it, and we have to talk about it because there's something that no one else is looking at, and so it does also make you think, are we just delusional fans, right? So you do have to kind of look at it from both sides. Now, Kai, I want to give you this one. The total points scoring on that game, right, according to betting, is set at 48.5. That's a heck of a lot of points for two teams that scored a combined 33 in week 1. Because I think the Bills only scored 16, right?
I think so.
They only
I'll
scored
double-check
16. The
that,
Dolphins scored 17, but a combined 33 points. They have the total points of 48.5 if I was reading the betting lines correctly. Huh?
They scored 16, yeah.
Oh, they did.
So, I mean, that seems a bit high. Do you think it'll be a defensive juggernaut performance, offensive juggernaut performance, somewhere in the middle?
I'm going to answer this, and then and I want to touch on the thing that you asked Royal as well afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
I think that
you
the
can get to
point
that
spread,
first if you want.
nah, because it'll lead into, I think, a different question. I think that definitely the point spread might be a little, like, I could see, without doing quick math right now, and it probably actually is around like that 40, like 45. I could see around there, like maybe like a 24-21 or a 21-17, something like that. I just don't think I truthfully do not think that it's going to be some high scoring game, like on either side of the football. However, I do think that when we look, and again, like I was watching the game, I tweeted out, I'm going to stick with that same reaction. I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are this great team, besides the fact of like some stuff that TJ Watt was able to do, forcing a fumble against Josh Allen, getting to the quarterback, something that we weren't able to really do last week against Mac Jones. But they made him look pedestrian. I will say they made Josh Allen look pedestrian and not the quarterback that was an MVP candidate last season. I just don't think that they're this great team. So maybe the Bills have regressed. And like just in general, like I wouldn't be shocked if it is a low scoring game. However, at the same time, we could be talking all this crap and then they could drop 45 on us and we're just sitting there with our hands up again, looking like, okay, well, where did this team even improve at?
I mean,
like,
we
I
went
think
with some
it's-
confidence to week 17 last year, and that even Matt
it's just-
Barkley looked amazing.
Yeah, like I do think that this team has a chance, so I think that it'll be competitive, and I don't doubt them, coming away with a win and being 2-0. Like I wouldn't be shocked. And to touch on kind of something like after that, and something that someone mentioned, I don't think we're going to go into Tampa 4-0. I think that would be the biggest surprise out of everything. I do expect
He said
Tampa
leave
4-0.
there.
or
So
leave
we're-
Tampa.
We're
Oh,
going
no.
there 3-0.
Yeah,
Right.
we would go there 4-0 and then leave 5-0 because
They're week 5.
we have them in week 5. Yeah, but I don't think that we're going to be undefeated and then beat Tampa like that. But especially considering how good they looked, I don't think that we're going to go into the game undefeated. But I wanted to touch on some of the games and the importance. How Royal
That
said
would make a great episode of What If, though. If the Dolphins
would be
went undefeated
fantastic.
again.
It
Listen,
would
that's a
be-
What If I want to watch.
it would be one of the greatest stories. But
We
something
need to
that Royal
make that.
touched on, he said how you come out of this and you have a big lead on the division. You come out of this and you have a leg on the two teams that everyone said was going to do better, except for the betting lines. The betting lines had it being Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets in the order like that. But everyone's saying Bills, Patriots are going to run away with it. Dolphins are going to be bad again. The Jets and Zach Wilson. Your upcoming schedule, if you win this game and go 2-0, and I know this is a look into the future, and I'm sure you want to touch on it later, but it's just something that I'm looking at that I wanted to touch on. You play the Raiders, who essentially threw away the game, and then a blown coverage and lack thereof running by Marlon Humphrey causes them to win that game that they should not have won. You have the Indianapolis Colts that did not look good at all against the Seahawks. Then you have
At
the
home,
Super Bowl
by the way.
champions. Yeah, at home. You have the Super Bowl champions. It is what it is. You have Trevor Lawrence, who went 3 for 3, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, I believe, and did not look good against the Houston Texans of all teams that no one would have predicted would stump him like that. And that's in London, but they have a home crowd, whatever. Then you have the Falcons again, who didn't really look that good, and then you have the Bills again away. You could easily be going into that game against the Bills, where depending on their schedule and depending on yours and how record-wise, you could be going into that Week 8 matchup, kind of deciding the division for the Bills. Where are they going to have to play to still win the division, or have to play to win the wild card if you're able to get a win on Sunday?
True. I mean, that's a really long look ahead, and I hope that things work out really well between now and then. But it does make a lot of sense, and that's the importance of winning these games early. I mean, and didn't the Dolphins start out their first 2 weeks the same exact ways last year? Last year we started
Yeah.
week 1 against the
Week 1
Patriots
away against the
in New
Patriots, and
England.
then week 2 at home against the Bills, and then we
And
played
the
week 3 was
Patriots
against the
game-
Jaguars.
And the Patriots game was a loss
Well,
because
Seattle.
Because Cam.
hit Patrick
Yeah.
3 interceptions.
Mhm.
Right.
Tragic.
And then week 2 was the closest of losses, which really only ended
31-28.
up being that way because I think they returned an onside kick for a touchdown, didn't they?
No, I think that was 2 years ago. I think I'll get it
Was
right
that
now,
2
but I
years?
think that was 2
Last
years
year
ago.
was a close game though. Last year I think was a field goal difference between the two
Yes,
teams.
it was 31-28 last year.
And you really could have thought, hey, maybe if Byron doesn't go down, that game may go a different way, right? Granted, it didn't. Things happened last season. It is what it is. I do want to start looking at some early position matchups, but I think there's no position matchup that Dolphins fans and Dolphins analysts or whatever need to look at more than Josh Allen versus the Dolphins defense. Now, I'm going to read you guys Josh Allen's stats over 6 games against the Miami Dolphins. Just 6. He is 5-1 in those 6 career starts against the Miami Dolphins. He has thrown 114 completions on 178 attempts for 64% completion percentage. He has 1,522 yards, 17 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 114.3, and only 7 sacks over those 6 games. Couple caveats to add to that as well.
I don't want to even know how many rushing touchdowns he has.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins gonna make this motherfucker a Hall of Famer, bro.
Hold on a second. Yeah, hold on a second. Couple caveats to add to that. Number 1, in the 6th game he played against the Miami Dolphins, which was last year, week 17, he didn't really play much of the second half. I think he played maybe part of the beginning of the 3rd quarter, and that's it. Right? Because then Matt Barkley came in
In 17, I don't think he played the second half at all.
at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's missing half. And number 2, his one loss is really because Charles Clay dropped a
the
touchdown pass that was right in his hands. John Carlos is mentioning that right in his hands. So if not for that, he would have been undefeated against us. And this dates back to his rookie season. I'll
Just
throw
for
this-
reference,
Yeah.
The onside kick was not in last season's game.
Oh, it's 2 seasons ago.
But last season's game was the notorious, as you mentioned, Byron Jones going down and Noah Igbenogany getting put onto a grill and getting cooked season. That's what the
Stefon
notorious
Diggs
game was by Stephon
roasted
Diggs.
his ass.
He went 8 for 153 and a touchdown. And just for more reference on kind of an upgrade for the Dolphins offense, I know we haven't seen it that much, but just a little bit more of an upgrade. Can anyone guess who our second leading receiver was? His stat
week
line was
2 or
7
week 17?
catches for 76 yards, week 2.
Isaiah Ford.
No, was it?
Isaiah Ford had 7 catches for 76
Damn.
yards. Our
Rough
second leading
times.
receiver.
That's,
Kai, can
that's impressive, Juan Cardona.
It was a
He's
stat
good
that I
at-
chose not to remember.
Yeah, he's good at
but I
some
remembered
things,
it
not
anyway.
at basically everything else. Kai, can you do me a favor? I have the stats up on our rundown. Can you take Josh Allen's stats over those 6 games and extrapolate them to a 16-game season?
You're
I
a-
know the season is
You're
17.
a fucking masochist.
I want to see.
What
I
are
want to
you
see.
doing?
I just want to see.
It's his-
It's his
hilarious
birthday,
to me.
bro. It's his birthday, bro.
Bro,
You gotta
I
write a rap. Okay, then.
Yeah. Okay.
We,
Big
Listen to
fat.
Kanye.
we extrapolating numbers and shit on Michael's birthday, bro.
Big
That's
I'm
fat.
sorry, what do you want me to do?
Take his.
Extrapolate.
You know what? No, it's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. One.
Extrapolate.
He's gonna
You
put it into
said-
an Excel
you said-
spreadsheet.
Yeah, no, I got it. It's gonna be real easy. It's fine. Juan, can you talk about why you think the Dolphins are finally gonna get to stop Josh Allen? Because I know you saying he might be regressing because he only had 1 good season. That's not the case against the Dolphins.
Well, no, he had
48
one good
touchdowns in
season.
one season, just to put that. If it's a 17-game season, that's 48 touchdowns. I'll do the
Yeah, I kind
interceptions now.
of want to put my own
Disgusting.
little math genius out here to extrapolate those numbers between
11
he played
picks.
7 games against he played 7 games against the Dolphins.
6.
6.
Okay, so you divide his total stats by 6 and then multiply that number by 17 in order to get a 17 game season.
Yeah, 48 touchdowns, 11
Yeah.
picks in a
Look
17-game
at you,
season.
Royal.
Jeez.
Dang,
Hey,
you're,
bro,
bro.
I'm doing numbers for you today, Michael.
If my
I'm a
kids
warrior.
ever
It's the
have
suit.
problem with math, I'm sending them to Royal. That's
They're
what
gonna
it
fail.
is. Juan, you think they're gonna stop Josh Allen? Please explain to us why
I think
and how.
there's hope, and I do think that there's a chance if the Dolphins could kind of replicate what the Steelers did. Because what the Steelers did is all they did was basically just send 4. I understand those 4 include Cameron Hayward and TJ Watt and those boys. I understand that. But they only sent
TJ
4.
Watt.
Yeah.
You're missing
Like,
Melvin
that's-
Ingram too.
You gotta.
Melvin Ingram
Yeah.
was good too. He was good. I'll give him that.
TJ
but
made that crucial play
they-
though.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast, bro. But they ended up only sending 4, dropping 7, and getting really exotic with coverages. They were doing stuff where it was like quarter half the field, and then the other half the field was just one safety deep. And then I like I said it earlier, there was times where Josh just look like he didn't want to take the easy stuff because he was reaching for the big stuff. And that's a very important point because while I do understand that he did absolutely nothing versus the Patriots, I also understand
Royal, did
that
we just look at the same thing?
Yeah, bro.
I was
how the
about to
fuck
bring it
they
up.
let how did they let Daniel Jones run that far?
Daniel Jones
I'm
just ran like
sorry.
a 50-yard touchdown. There's a
Juan
flag,
was
but
making
he
a-
just ran like a
Juan was
50-yard
making a
touchdown.
very good point, Juan,
I've been
but I'm sorry, bro, but that shit is
I've
kind
been
of like.
told you about Daniel Jones, but
Wait a minute. He didn't trip.
It got pulled back
He didn't
Yeah,
for a
trip.
flag, but
No, he didn't.
no,
But
he
go
didn't
ahead,
trip.
Juan. Finish your point, 'cause I believe you were
um,
making an amazing one, bro.
yeah, no, he looks out of sync to me. He looks at it like a player who is trying to live up to that billing that he got last year. And I think that there's gonna be a concerted game plan for how to actually slow him down. Where it is gonna be Ogba, Jalen Phillips, Wilkins, either Sealer or somebody else, and it's gonna be those four rushing, and you're gonna get really creative with the 7 people that are gonna be going back in coverage. And really their O-line really struggled, bro. Like in that first quarter, they had 3 holding penalties, like just in the first quarter. So I do feel like the board and the way it looks, I feel like it's to the advantage of the Dolphins, because yeah, we might have featured Devontae and we might have featured Waddle, but we didn't feature Gesicki, we didn't feature Fuller. So there's gonna be a lot at play here where it might not just be what the defense could do, but it might also be what the offense could do. And if
Albert Wilson.
yeah, Albert Wilson too. I know you said earlier that 48 and a half points seems a little high. I'm taking the over on that. I'm I'll leave my prediction for Sunday morning when we do our pregame show, but I'm taking the over and I'm feeling confident with the Dolphins, bro.
Yeah, and I think you're
plug Juan Cardona for Sunday's pregame show.
I can't believe that he is confident about the Miami Dolphins. I'm stunned.
I'm flabbergasted. Look,
I am too.
He was Mr. Positivity Tuesday. Now he's Positive Patrick. This is a change of heart.
We'll see what comes out Sunday.
CK hit you right in the heart, bro.
Who did they beat game 1?
Bill Belichick,
Mac Jones.
No, don't say that name first. You know that's not the name you're worried about.
Mac Jones and Bill Belichick.
You're worried about your boy McCorkle. I will
McCorkle.
say you do bring up a good point though on the holding stuff, because the Patriots, who are known as probably the most disciplined team in all the NFL for the past however long Bill Belichick's been alive, right? They had a lot of penalties. A good amount of those were on the offensive side of the ball, right? So I think part of that is the pressure that the Dolphins defense puts on opposing offenses. So
and just to really add to, if the Bills are running it down our throats, and I have it in my notes, panic, because them boys cannot.
No,
they can't run to.
Who is it?
Their
It's
lives.
Devin Singletary and who else?
Zach Moss, and I think they took another kid too. But
wow, look at that. We found a backfield that competes with the Dolphins' backfield. All right, so Kai, I did want to throw this over, or actually, Roy, you look raring to go. You seem really excited.
Well, it's because I keep seeing Jalen Phillips' name pop up. So I guess I kind of have a question for you, Mike. Is this the game where we see Jalen Phillips kind of break out? They did kind of. So I think JP mentioned it. We drafted Jalen Phillips to specifically to kind of deal with people like Josh Allen who could run. So is this the game where we see him actually pop off the screen, because we haven't seen that from preseason or not as much in game 1?
I think Jalen Phillips is going to be a good player. I think he's going to be a great player with the Dolphins once they really feel comfortable in exactly what role they want for him. I think week 1 showed that they're not super sure on what that is yet. He didn't play a ton of downs, right? He was kind of in and out of the lineup. I think he could do well against Josh Allen. Josh Allen has done what he's done against the team. Sometimes players just have certain teams' numbers. I can't sit here and say Jalen Phillips is going to come out and have a Chandler Jones-like performance, right? Like he did against the Titans with 5 sacks. I think if Jalen Phillips
ended up
gets
with 5.
Yeah,
I thought he had 3 in the first quarter, and then that's like I stopped paying attention. I'm like, yo,
he had 5 sacks.
Taylor Lewan pretty much tweeted that he sucks. Like Taylor Lewan tweeted himself sucks.
I saw that.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
I think honestly, for me, if Jalen Phillips comes away from this game with 1 sack, which is a really low bar, he comes away from this game with 1 sack, I'm going to be happy with it. Especially because it's Josh Allen, who I think it was Emmanuel Ogba that said in one of his press conferences, you need a lot of power or a lot of guys to bring him down. because he does
See,
not go down easily.
Because my thing with
He's
Jalen
fucking
though,
huge.
yeah, my thing with Jalen is they could just put him at like the KVN rule that we played last year, where KVN was kind of like that spy. And unfortunately, obviously KVN got run over. I think that one time versus Josh Allen.
Who?
He got
KVN,
Who?
Calvin Noy,
Who?
throat injury. He's
you guys should watch them
yeah,
mic'd
yeah.
up. They had Calvin Noy
Oh, I
mic'd up
did.
for the Dolphins game.
His face at the end of the mic'd up when he realized that
Best.
all the shit talking he did all game
Mhm.
was for nothing.
and
It was
Christian
Also,
Wilkins pointing back at
also
him.
when Solomon Kindley tried to go
He
at
said
him,
something. You don't love me anymore. He goes, "Nah, I don't love you anymore. You're on the other team now."
yeah, he's like, you're over there now.
Love it. Love that
Bro.
boy.
Sorry,
But,
what were you saying?
Yeah, I'm just curious who they're gonna play for that spiral. Like if they go ahead and say, all right, JP, go over there, and that's your dude. Like Josh Allen is your guy. Like don't worry about nobody else. They could also do Brandon Jones. They could do AVG. They could do Javon Holland. Like
They don't have any tight ends that we're really worried about, right?
Dawson Knox is okay. He's
He's okay,
No,
but I
no
think
one
you could
that's
no one that
Eric
we
Rowe
really
shut
gotta
down.
lock up,
Yeah.
right? Nobody
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Eric Rowe really has to be on. So you could put Eric Rowe in that role too, right? I mean, we got
Yeah.
enough versatility on the defensive side. There's a lot of ways to bring him down. I just think it would be a bit crazy to think Jalen Phillips is going to be that guy right away, and he's going to stop a guy who's absolutely toasted us his entire
But is
career.
he not like the most suited for the role? Like I feel partially feel like Jalen Phillips is probably the best equipped to be that spy guy. Like he has the speed, strength combination that nobody else on the defense really has. So like
I
I
agree
mean-
with you. I think he is the best equipped physically and everything. I just am not sure
if you're gonna get it. If you're gonna get it this week,
if they're gonna get it to work.
I understand what you're saying, but just to add to Roller's point, because I 100% feel what you're saying. Like when you draft to handle what's in your division first, and you have gone 0-4 against Josh Allen. Like you're drafting to necessarily to
1
stop
and 5,
him.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in the regime 0-4.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But
Yeah,
that was
'cause that was
rookie.
Gase.
But that was rookie Josh Allen, who was
That's even worse.
Well,
two-pack of ass.
second and third year, I guess, because the first year Josh Allen, that was the Charles Clay drop, and that was with Gase. So they went 1-1
but that's
against
what
him
I'm
that
saying.
year.
That was literally
Yeah.
the worst Josh Allen we've ever seen, and he still toasted us.
I'm gonna look up some stuff while you do that.
But I will say this: it is kind of crazy. Can we just acknowledge this for a second? Because we went from for years talking about drafting and building the team to beat Tom Brady, and now our conversations are putting together a team to beat Josh Allen. And by no means am I saying that Josh Allen is as good as Tom Brady. So people chill, right? Don't get crazy with it. But you're right. You beat what's the best in your division, and right now, it's very clearly Josh Allen. Although, by Juan's point of view, I mean, it's going to be Mac in a couple weeks.
Well, you think about it though, like I think the Dolphins are in a good position in that regard, because if you're beating a team to beat the Buffalo Bills, then you're building a team to beat one of the better teams, one of the top two teams in the AFC.
Yep.
So if you're putting yourself in position to beat one of the top two teams in the AFC, that means you're putting yourself in contention to potentially make a appearance in the Super Bowl.
We were building the team to beat the number one team in the AFC for 20 years. That did not.
I just want to add a stat here. In every game that Josh Allen has played against the Miami Dolphins, he has smoked them in all but 2 games. All but 2. One that he lost, and the one that he barely, I guess you could say, barely won last year in the 31-28. Every other game they have smoked him. His rookie year, 42-17. In 2019, he won 31-21. I guess that's not really smoked, but whatever. 31-21, 37-20, and then of course last year we all know 56-26. So he's pretty much averaging 34, 35 points against the Dolphins, something like that.
Yep.
Too fucking many.
Yeah.
Way.
I got
too
another
many.
question. I'm sorry. I just have
No,
a
you
lot
good.
of questions about this game.
Go for it.
Will they have X travel with Stephon Diggs, or are they going to switch off between X and Byron taking turns on him?
I think
Well,
Byron would
they'll
travel.
probably let Byron do that, right? Because Byron, at least from a speed point of view and kind of how you want to kind of track him in that way, Juan.
I
That's
think,
just
I,
my
think
guess.
I think with Byron, it's more so like if they move Diggs to the slot, like you're not like stuck with like Howard in the slot. That's the thing.
Oh, that'll be our favorite thing that we love saying, right? Byron Jones in the slot. You have X and Nick Needham out wide.
And
That's what we were talking about early on the season.
And that's Kai. That's a great name to bring up because Last year it was obviously Byron, Nick, and Xavier to start, with Nick being at the slot.
Right.
Once Byron went out, the next man up was Noah.
Noah Benogany.
Fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you decide to say, that's on you. This year though, it's Byron, X, and Coleman. If one of those guys gets hurt, Nick is going in there first guy at whatever position, and that makes me feel a little better, because at that point I'm like, if
Noah's your
Coleman gets hurt-
guy. Come on.
no, I know, but Nick has been balling, and I will give that man his props. He wants it more than the first round pick. I've showed a video on it on Twitter. That's very, very bad for Noah. But the eye in the sky don't lie. And yeah, man, I think there's enough pieces here to where the Bills' advantages aren't necessarily advantages, because if their advantages is Cole Beasley,
It's too, because Colin has a lot of corner experience.
Yep, and that's going to be another.
But
piece
they probably won't do that for him second game in the NFL, right?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
unless they-
honestly,
not with.
I'll say no. I say we're gonna see a lot more Javon Holland, bro. Like, he literally highest rated rookie, I think, all of the NFL.
But not on Stephon Diggs though. Like, we're not gonna see.
No.
But the Dolphins, and even too, if they didn't have X
True.
travel,
That is true. Sorry,
but
my
if-
comment
if-
on Holland.
no, yeah,
That is
you're
true.
like if they didn't have X travel on Diggs last year, right after Byron went down, I doubt they're going to do it this year with Byron back.
No. And that's what I was going to say. I wanted to thank you guys, and I also want to thank the guy Justin James for educating me. Like, I'm still transitioning to this Dolphins thing, so I didn't know that X didn't travel. Like,
He makes
I
plays.
thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Kind of
makes
like what
plays,
Darrell
but I didn't
Revis
know he
level
did.
stuff. He just shut down
Right,
the side of the field.
Certain,
Yeah.
certain cornerbacks don't travel, and I mean, I understand that. I didn't know X was one of those people.
Yeah, X. I mean, he's talked about wanting to do it.
Like, he'll
I think
travel.
he's mentioned-
He'll travel
yeah.
like from side to side, like with D Hop. Like, he,
But
D
not
Hop,
in the slot.
exactly. With
Yeah.
D Hop, you had Fitzgerald, so Fitzgerald was like living in the slot, so you didn't have to worry about that. With Diggs does a lot of his work in the slot, and you might want to have Byron in there, because Byron made his bread and butter off the slot, off the safety spots, and that type of stuff. So I think the ideal plan would be Byron handle Diggs. X, you're by yourself on an island with whoever else is out there.
Yeah.
And then Nick or Coleman, hey, you guys are probably gonna have to double and bracket, Cole Beasley, because as much as we want to talk shit about him, I mean, the guy makes plays. He's a pretty good receiver for
8 for 60 last week.
yeah. So
However, his longest was only 12 yards. So take that for what it's worth.
I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm pretty sure he was their leading receiver, both with catches and yards, right?
No, Stephon Diggs had 9 for 69.
Oh,
So
okay.
long
Nice.
of 13.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to talk some of that secondary matchup against the wide receivers, because that is going to be an important one, and that is a good wide receiver group over there for the Bills.
But isn't it like better? I feel personally like we have a better corner room than they. But I mean, if obviously it's Stephon Diggs, but I feel like just by like corners and
like
defensive
secondary
backs,
versus wide receiver.
I
room,
feel
you
like
think our
we
room
have a
is better?
better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
maybe
Stephon
it's
Diggs
just.
I think Stephon Diggs
He's
is the
just
best
insane.
player out of he's the best player out of the group. But I believe if you're talking about units, then yeah, the Dolphins have a better
And that
secondary.
I don't even know if I'd agree with that, because I think Stephon Diggs is great. I really have to consider Xavier Howard, just because
As
I
a
know
better
Stephon
player?
Diggs
No,
blew
I,
up as a better
think he's
player,
talking
right? As a
about-
better player.
were you talking about the
would-
wide receivers or just in general?
He's
No,
talking about
he's
one on
saying-
one. He's talking about Stephon Diggs.
Oh, okay.
I think Stephon Diggs is better than Xavier Howard and
Right,
Byron
like if you're
Jones.
just ranking top players, right?
If I'm
He's
looking top
putting
10, I'll put Stephon Diggs as 1, and he's saying that he might put X at 1 and Stephon.
I'd probably
at
put
2.
X at 1 as well, to be honest.
for me, it's just the way he changes the game and the way he's
Yeah,
done
I'm
before. And Diggs does it too.
I'm gonna go with Royal though.
No, I can see it.
Like,
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
think that
it-
it's
I'm
a.
not
I don't
saying
think that it's like.
I don't think it's absurd.
huge
I don't think
gap.
it's absurd.
It's like
I
a-
don't think it's absurd
yeah.
to put either
Yeah, we're
one of
splitting
them at
hairs.
one,
We're splitting hairs
Yeah.
at this one. They're top at their positions. It's just for
Yeah.
me, like that. That difference he made last year for Josh Allen was eye opening. Like
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean,
I think
who would have
and I
thought?
think
Would
the
they trade for him too? Like a couple firsts, I think, like a first or a third, something like that.
Just one. That's
Yeah,
if I'm
like,
not mistaken. It was, and that
it's
ended up
just-
being Justin Jefferson. So
yeah,
I don't-
everybody
I don't-
wins.
yeah, literally, I think everybody was happy, bro. So
I will say my thing with X is I think people underrate how much he does sometimes.
They give him a first, a fifth, and a
Sure.
sixth. And a fourth this year.
he got 10 interceptions last year,
wow.
and the defense was really good. And they're like, oh, it was a great defense. The next was able to take advantage of it. And sometimes I look back on that and I'm like, how much of it was that was a great defense because of what X did? You get what I'm saying? Because people say Josh Allen got better because Stephon Diggs came in. And I'm like, last season was what it was because X was there. So that's where, to me, they're a lot closer than a lot of people might have them.
I want to talk about real quick what Kendall said, because Kendall with his last one was talking about the Bills secondary versus our wide receivers, and I personally love every single matchup against their DBs. Like I'll be honest.
I saw you posted some stuff about Tre'Davious White earlier too.
Well, Poyer and what's the other dude's name? Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde. They're very good safeties. Like
I love Micah Hyde.
You want to know where they're at every single play.
Everybody tries to get them in mutt.
But there's a but.
Every time.
There's a but with them with the DBs, in my opinion. DVP has already made Trey White like his son, like maybe not Jalen Mills level, but like stepbrother like type stuff, like for sure. Like so like if I see that, right, and then I'm like, okay, well, who's the other corner? And it's Levi Wallace, and we're looking at potentially Fuller's first game back, or even Waddle. I'm like, I'm solid.
Listen, I'm just waiting for four wide. I'm just waiting for four wide, right? Parker. Then you got Waddle inside on Parker. Okay. Then you got Will Fuller other side outside, and then you got Albert Wilson inside of him.
Speed.
Eventually, they're gonna have to put a linebacker on somebody, and it's GG's. I'm sorry, it's GG's.
I think the speed in the Dolphins wide receiver room should terrify the Bills secondary. But
I think the Dolphins need to make sure to take advantage of it, because that's something that last week I felt like they went away from a bit.
Sure, but I think for as good as Buffalo's secondary is, I wouldn't necessarily call them a fast secondary. Like I don't think they play with too much speed, and I think the Dolphins, like you said, if they take advantage of it, the Dolphins could overwhelm the secondary with the amount of like fast human beings that they have off the line of scrimmage. Like this could be a good This could be a good game.
They blitz a lot with their safeties. You could catch them in a cover zero, and you get Waddle 1-on-1, and he makes the one guy miss.
Yeah,
we talking TDs, boy.
Now let's also
kind of like last week. He doesn't drop that. We think he's going yard. That could happen this week.
Let's also be careful when we say that, because the Dolphins like cover 0 too. And
they do.
They got a good wide room as well. So
they have better. But the Dolphins have better cornerbacks. Like
exactly.
Yeah, than the Bills for sure. But I mean, you lose one of those matchups against a guy like Stephon Diggs, who you're saying is number one there.
You get cooked.
Toast.
You get cooked. So I do want to talk about. Let's talk about O-line versus Bills front seven. Let's try to make this one a little bit faster, just so we can start wrapping up here. Last week, the Bills had a total of 2 sacks. One was Jordan Poyer. Right? Jordan Poyer plays safety, doesn't he?
He does.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So there's one of those safety blitzes you're talking about. And the second one was Mario Addison. I'm pretty sure that's a lineman. I'm not 100% sure, but he's like
a deep tackle. Yeah.
So they only have the 2 sacks. And again, that's against Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line that everyone has been in agreement on for a very long time is not good.
Yeah, they had like 3
2
new
sacks.
starters. Yeah.
So Dolphins offensive line that actually played better upon review than a lot of people would have assumed against Bills front 7. How do we think that's going to end up, Kai?
I think, and as you mentioned, upon further review and looking at the All-22 from the United Kingdom, we were able to kind of see that the Dolphins offensive line, and shout out to CK, by the way, we were able to see the Dolphins offensive line play better than initial reaction. And I think that's one of the greatest things about kind of just, I know it's a tangent, but one of the greatest things about kind of like overreactions, and as like the Pat McAfee show likes to call like overreaction Monday, just because, you get to kind of get the initial thoughts, especially with kind of the videos that we're going to start putting up, having that video that you record Sunday, put it up on Monday about kind of what's happening. And of course, that's all on the Extra Yard YouTube channel. But having those videos that you can kind of have that and get that overreaction, like I think that was one of the things that we overreacted about a lot with the Dolphins offensive line. But I definitely think it didn't play as bad as we thought that they did. The sack was Solomon Kinley, I believe, that tripped up, like the Liam Eichenberg one that had tripped him up. And it wasn't as bad as possible. Plus, you're getting Austin Jackson back now. Like, I think
that'll answer Justin's question. Austin Jackson, as far as we know, and from everything that Flo is saying, Austin Jackson will be back at left tackle, most likely. Jesse Davis staying on at right tackle.
Yeah, they're not. They're gonna wanna. They want to put Austin Jackson no matter what. You might.
You have to. That's
That-
Here's my
draft
thing.
that was
capital.
gonna
Here's my
be
thing.
my question.
You have to. Now, here's my thing though. You have to.
You have
spent,
to.
What was it? 19th overall pick on him? Was he 19th?
18.
18th.
18th. You spent an
Mhm.
18th overall pick getting Austin Jackson. I understand it's early on Noah.
I think
Hold
he
on.
has the
Hold
same
on.
blackmail that Jakeem has. I think Austin
No, stop.
like,
you have
they
to see
got
No,
what you have
together
on him.
and
it's
they
off
You
of
have to
it's
see
off
what
a
you have
first
on
round
him.
pick.
You
Yeah.
have to.
If Liam was outplaying him in practice, you'd think that he'd be starting. Just in my personal opinion, I don't think that Brian Flores is the type of guy that would be playing him just because of that stature. Or if anything, if Liam needed to see the field no matter what, then he would be at right.
I
Even though
think
he
it
says
might
he's
be
comfortable at
close.
left.
I think it might be close between the two at practice at left tackle position, and they're leaving Austin because Austin has the first round pick, and they have less time to figure out what they have with him as opposed to
and more experience in the league. And again, like let's not kid ourselves. Austin Jackson last year, before he got injured, we were all saying how good that he looked, and he was looking a lot better than we thought he was going to. Him and Noah, youngest players in the league, let's not try to kid ourselves and say that Austin Jackson's horrible. Now, did he probably regress after his injury? I think we can all agree yes. And Juan, I know, was the biggest one on that train all off season. But let's be real, he does have more experience than Liam does, and I just think I don't want to put that loss coming up because I don't want to ever wish injury or anything upon anybody. But I think that they have a good chance. I don't want us to be kind of like how Gregory Rousseau was able to do in like a preseason game and dominate our offensive line, because I think that everyone would cry and shout to the heavens.
Yep.
But I definitely think that it is closer than what we've probably said like in the past. Like I think last week we did definitely say that the Patriots defensive line was better than our offensive line, if I remember correctly. And I think that this one's a little bit closer than last week.
I'll be honest.
I think my opinion was like misconstrued. Like I don't care that Austin Jackson is starting at left tackle.
No, you
My
want to see
problem-
Jesse Davis gone.
On the bench where he belongs. That's why I want to see.
I
him,
will say this though,
bro.
because people want to throw shade at Jesse Davis for
Thank you.
literally
Put-
everything.
Put Liam.
Hold on, because people are like, oh, that one sack by what was it when Judon was rushing against Gaskin?
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's like, what is Jesse Davis doing on that? First of all, Jesse Davis had a lot of people on that side of him. Right? There was 3 people on that side, and he had to figure out which way to go.
You're a Jesse
And
Davis apologist, bro.
I'm not being a Jesse Davis apologist. What I'm saying is Jesse Davis
Are
is the most
though,
veteran
bro.
guy in
You've
that
been
room.
defend-
You've
been defending him to me this whole year, bro.
He's the
Liam
most veteran
played
guy in the
well.
room. Because
Liam
I'm gonna
played
tell
well.
you this.
Liam
How much
played
do
well,
you
and
actually
Jesse
know?
Davis played like
Nope.
shit. Michael.
No,
Like he played like trash.
No,
so you
yeah,
should start the people
You
who
good,
played
Skip?
well.
You good? You good?
I'm not Skip. You're Skip.
No, you're Skip. That's racist.
you're
Assuming
Skip.
that. I'm Skip. That's racist, bro. Yeah, get yourself together.
I'm black. I'm the only black guy on this show. Kind of. I'm the only full black guy on this show, so I'm allowed to be racist. The rest of you get canceled for being
you're
racist.
racist. But here's the thing, right? You actually don't know that much about Jesse Davis because you just got here. So shh.
He knows enough. He knows enough. Okay,
Nope.
let's
I
be
know I
real.
hate watching him
He
play
knows
football.
enough, bro.
I know
He
football,
knows
and I
enough.
know that I have to watch the Dolphins, which means that when I look at Jesse Davis, I see a not good football player.
I'm
And
not
so
saying
when I
that
look
Jesse
at
Davis
Liam-
is a great football player, but there's a reason why they haven't put Liam Eichenberg in to start at right tackle. You're telling me
Because
that
he
Brian
started at
Flores-
left
Well,
tackle last week.
he also just said that he's more comfortable at left tackle, and the last time we put a player in an uncomfortable position, we know how that turned out. So
So that's what you want to do?
No, we don't. I don't know how it turned out.
Who are we talking about
Listen.
there? Fitzpatrick getting his job taken away and crying about it, or? Oh,
Stop the cap.
I mean,
I'm just curious.
All right, we gotta
All right.
get moving.
I
We
like-
are
I
running
like
out of
that
time.
one.
Y'all talk too damn much. All right.
Oh, we sorry.
Gregory Rousseau could be a very big problem for us. That's all I wanted to say.
I will be mad if he is because
Michael will be
man
crying if that
This man
happens.
won like every first round pick that plays against the Dolphins every week, bro.
Nah, but time out. No. Hold up. I was.
He's gonna come
huge
out here.
on
He's like,
Gregory
man,
Rousseau.
you know what? Like, I'm a Kadarius Tony truther. He's gonna do Kadarius Tony. He's about to drop 200 yards, 16 touchdowns.
You
Like,
like,
I mean,
but
if
see,
they
That's
trade
what he's
you
away
about to
you
come
like
out.
Rousseau
Barkley,
because
they
you're a
might.
fan of the U, Michael.
Huh?
You like Russo because you're a fan of the U.
No. Hold on. It's
just like
not
I like
'cause he
Kadarius
played
Tony
at
because I'm a fan of
Come
the
on, no.
Gators. You know,
It's also because you've watched Kadarius Tony. You genuinely think Kadarius Tony is a good wide receiver, aside from your
I do
bias.
genuinely think that he's a
Right.
good wide receiver. Yes,
Gregory
Well,
Rousseau.
I genuinely think he's going to contribute well to an NFL team. That's
In my opinion, if Russo had played that last season of college football and not opted out, which I agree was a good move for him because, I mean, health wise, you can't risk it, right? That's your draft status. You got to keep it safe.
Javon
But-
Holland did it.
I think if he had played that season with Jalen Phillips and Quincy Roche there, Gregory Rousseau would have eaten up the ACC. And he would have been, in my opinion, a lock at a top 10 pick with that extra year of footage.
He's looking like a dog.
Gregory Rousseau is an amazing talent. They flipped him late. He's super raw. But when he gets it together, he dominates.
They put him next to Ed Oliver too, who's another big
That's
boy.
a stud, boy.
Yeah, so
Didn't they not like it? Was either Ed Oliver or it was the dude that the Jets drafted, one of these like interior defensive linemen that there was like rumors of them possibly getting traded. Maybe it was the Jets.
It was Leonard Williams.
No,
It was the Alabama one.
Yeah.
The
No,
Alabama
Leonard Williams is on the
defensive tackle for
Giants.
Jets. It was the Alabama defensive tackle for the Jets.
Quentin Williams.
Yeah,
Quillen Williams.
Yeah. Like there was like rumors of them not liking him, and then Ed. I mean, I think there was a couple rumors about Ed Oliver because he got pulled over or something, but I think that
I just
went
like
mute, so.
to Kendall's point, right? Where it's Davis versus Rousseau. Davis is going to lose some of those matchups. I'm saying that now. And Davis losing some of those matchups, I'm being generous. But
if I need to play roll here and grab my mic,
to me, losing is Davis loses that rep. Rousseau makes an immediate impact on the quarterback or the running back. That's what I'm talking about. Like a statistical impact, which isn't that common for defensive linemen. Right? Again, unless you're Chandler Jones, who technically plays outside linebacker. The last point I did want to touch on. Last time Tua played against the Bills, right? The only time he played against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
What's a rough time? Okay.
Not all his fault. He was out there.
No.
It's,
right.
Yeah, it's not all his fault.
I'm not saying it was all his fault. He was slinging it to try to get some stuff happen to wide receivers that probably should have been at a grocery store bagging foods, right? It is what it is.
Like Isaiah Ford.
I think Lynn Bowden is currently.
He was 35 of 58 for 60% throwing, 361 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Can I just point something out real quick, Michael? That game was the reason that we have this stat today where Josh Allen and Tua both had their first 300-yard game in the same year. And I just like to repeat that to ruffle every single Bills fan's feathers.
Tua went 361, 1 touchdown, 3 picks in that game.
Yeah.
Almost at a 400-yarder.
He was only sacked once, right? Which, especially at a time where he's trying to hold the ball and throw it deep because they got to get points fast, you'd expect that to be a bit higher. What are we looking to see from Tua in this game? Because at a certain point, right, like this is one of those matchups where I think you're wanting to see Tua not lose, but at a certain point, we do need to see Tua, like I've said before, we need to see him start winning games, right? Like he is the difference between winning and losing the game, not just not losing it.
350.
You want 350?
I think we get 350 this week.
You think we get 350?
Wait. I don't know about 350. However, look, just statistically, I don't want to be a stat watcher, but just statistically, if we really want to look at it, last year, what did I say, 361? He threw 361, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. His 1 touchdown was a 1 reception, 25-yarder to Malcolm Perry. Devontae Parker went 7 for 116 in that game. I understand they were throwing a lot, but his next leading receiver was Myles Gaskin, and his leading receivers as wide receivers were Devontae Parker, Lynn Bowden Jr., who averaged 5 yards a reception, Isaiah Ford, and Malcolm Perry, who had 1 catch.
There's no
and
excuses. There's just like, none. I mean, you got Will Fuller. You got Devontae,
could easily do something in the realm of
Waddle,
this.
You have Waddle.
But I don't know about 350. But
I see that, and then a 60 or 70-yard bomb.
I will say this is in line with his high-scoring game prediction from earlier. He did say it would be a high-scoring game. If it's a high-scoring
I wouldn't
game,
doubt like a 2 or 3 touchdown, 370+ yard performance. I truly wouldn't doubt that.
Royal.
So 350
just off of the new receivers. Just off of the new receivers.
Just hearing
I'm not going 350. I'm not going 350. But like 270, like I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Hearing 350 just gives me heart.
It's actually a Celsius. They'll sponsor us, so.
But I do believe what I'm expecting from Tua is I'm expecting him to go toe to toe with Josh Allen. In this game. Like 350 may not be the bar, but whatever Josh Allen does, I'm expecting Tua to either equal it, be a little bit above it, or a little bit below it. So if Josh Allen throws for 290, I want Tua at 280, like or 200 or 300. But
and touchdowns and interceptions to be close as well. Well, probably not interceptions. You want
This is the game where I believe Tua's going to have the type of game that you thought he was going to have last week.
Kendall, damn.
283,
But
four
okay,
touchdowns.
but what's shocking there? The TDs?
I'm just not really like.
For me, the TDs for me
Yeah,
are shocking.
I think 2-3 touchdowns is possible, doable.
It's just
I
listen
don't
to
think
their
they'll-
starting corners. Like, just
Yeah,
I
I
know
get
that
it.
it's not
We're
just your
gonna-
corners, but
we're
like
gonna play pick a bitch, and it's gonna be
Tre'Davious White,
every fucking game,
Levi
every
Wallace,
single play.
Cyril Neal, Teron Johnson, Dane Jackson. Like, it's not like
It's gonna be
Like,
Tua.
we don't
Tua
wanna
and Levi
be-
Wallace. Throw it. Like,
we don't want to be like ridiculous
telling y'all.
here, but I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time,
Listen,
how
I-
am
I-
I ridiculous?
I wanna
I'm
preach
the most
caution.
negative motherfucker.
no. I'm just saying, like,
time out.
I'm just saying,
Here's
like,
the thing with Juan, though. We know this about Juan. Juan just swings, right? Okay, like Juan is
If
either
there's
the most negative about it or the most positive about it. He can't find
Damn
a place
right.
in the
There ain't
middle.
no lukewarm around here. Fuck that. We're
Hey,
either hot or
I
we cold.
like what Juan said. When there's new information presented, he adjusts accordingly, bro. And I can respect that. But I've been the one preaching caution for Tua, but it is hard for me to not see the vision in terms
Right.
of like
Royal,
this
does
could
new
be-
information
yeah,
count like Tyler Hero looking more buff in a picture, or I'm just
Ooh, ooh.
I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see
Nope.
where the where I'm just
That-
trying to
Where
make
the
sure.
lines are drawn.
that motherfucker got to get on the court and hit a shot. Okay, that's where he has to go for me.
I just
I don't give a
here's my
fuck
thing.
what he looks like.
I personally don't think that's going to happen. I think
34
Tua
for 47, 329,
329, 3 TDs.
2 TDs, 1 interception, maybe a rushing one.
Tua ain't doing this.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing, though, right? Because I feel like Juan's gonna do this thing, and then if Tua doesn't reset, and he's gonna come back and be like, guys, remember I said 1-4, and then they lost their game to the Bills. What are we
Nah,
doing?
bro, we playing with house money
Right?
right now, dog. What do you mean? Like we're looking.
I don't
at
think-
no,
I
that's
know
so
why-
true.
Seinfeld-
That's
I don't-
so
I don't
true,
know why I'm
bro.
doing a Seinfeld impression of what they lose to the Bills. What are we doing? Like I don't know what's happening there, but nah.
That's actually a pretty good Seinfeld, Michael. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen. I don't know. That's the first time I've ever done it. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. I think that secondary is not the best. I also think that secondary is not as bad as some of you are making it sound. I think this game is gonna
it's
be
not about how like making it sound. It's like legitimately, you have Tre'Davious White, then you have Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Like you're
mean,
not
that's
going to be
good.
able to like.
That's good.
Still, but that's
you
it.
Need,
It
you need
just
2 corners, if not 3, in this league, bro.
I
Like,
understand.
and at the
Are
same
you
time, you're not going to have your
put up Trey
safeties
White
playing man.
3
like-
different ways to cover.
So then
Fuller,
time out.
Waddle,
So then time out.
and MVP?
Compare this secondary to the Patriots secondary.
I see.
I think it's better, but it's just also the
Bills-
Patriots
Bills secondary
coached up
is
like crazy.
better. I get what you're saying. Like the Patriots secondary is not as even close to being as good as theirs, right?
Mhm.
But here's the thing: it was week 1. There was no tape. There was nothing going. Like it was just we're gonna try it out and see what happens. Week 2, we're looking at having tape on the Bills. We're looking at having tape on us, and we're looking at adding reinforcements in the form of a top
Sure.
12 wide receiver.
I
with
just
Will Fuller.
here's where I'll leave it, right? And we can I want to start wrapping this up. We've been at an hour and 3 minutes. Where I'm feeling with Tua, because what is it? Damien said this, right? He said, "What happens if Tua throws for 400 yards?" Listen,
Might lose.
if Tua throws
It's
for 400 yards,
happening.
no, listen, time out. If Tua throws for 400 yards, he has 3 touchdowns. He looks all world out there. I'm gonna be the happiest damn fan in the whole world. My one caveat is this: until I've seen it happen, I can't go and predict it will happen. Right? Especially not against the defense that I think deserves a bit more respect than some people are giving it. Because the last time we saw Tua really coming out, really have that big party, let's be honest, was the Cardinals last year.
The KC.
The what?
KC.
The what? Wait, the what?
Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals
The what?
of Arizona.
The Cardinals. Did I say Cardinals funny? What's happening?
Yeah, you're saying
said
it really funny.
Cardinals.
It's Cardinals, bro. It's not Cardinals, like you're trying to pronounce it.
You know what? I'm done with you. Get on my show. Okay, so
Stupid.
yeah, that's what I think.
That wasn't for you, Justin, but that was for
Juan.
Mike.
I'm adjusting a little bit more, right? Let's win. If Tua needs to go out there and have a bonkers day, fine. If Tua needs to go out there and game manage to win the game, that's fine. I'm not going to come out here and say he's going to blow up the Bills in a game.
You know what? I'm gonna give my prediction now because maybe I don't feel like this in 3 days.
No, you're ruining Kai's show. Get out
Yeah.
again. You're in timeout. You're ruining Kai's show for Sunday. We want people to come back Sunday. Last thing I did want to just discuss real quick. Will Fuller missed practice today.
Don't
but
do
it was
this.
a personal matter.
Don't do this at the end. Why? Like we could.
No, I'm just letting people know the injury report. Chill out.
He's not injured. It was personal matters.
But it's on the report, right? Where does it show up?
I guess, Michael.
Exactly, bro. I'm just going over it. Chill, all right? Will Fuller was on the injury report today. He did not participate, but that was a private thing, right? It was just like a family issue or something, whatever it was. Wasn't injury related. He's fine. Everyone else was a full participant. Everyone on the injury report showed up as an FP, full participant. They are on track to all play on Sunday, which will be incredibly exciting, especially if Will Fuller goes out there. And listen, Will Fuller has one deep touchdown pass. That's all I freaking need. That's all we need. I need him to run that one successful 9-route game. That's it.
That's it. Hit
That's
you one
it.
time. We good.
One time. Then they got to start
that
dropping
10
back.
for the year. Well worth it after that.
Actually, timeout. I need him to do two things. I need him to catch that one. Screenshot
this shit. Hey, he talk about giving me money, baby. Hey, screenshot this in here. I like that. JP, put your real name.
No. TL. You got to share that with us.
Huh?
Yeah.
That shit don't say I give the extra yard $600.
You on
that
this
shit
show.
say I will give Royal $600.
Nope, you're on our show. Give it a
what
super
they got
chat.
to do with that? He's not giving our show the money. He's giving me money.
Nope.
I give one some because we the only two with kids on
Where else would JP?
You ain't got no children.
Where else would JP have heard you talking Dolphins?
How am I supposed to pay for these band fees?
Tell me now. Tell me now.
How's you supposed to buy these iPhones, bro?
Yeah, bro. So chill. I know we just want that money for the damn iPhone, not your kids.
I just got an Apple TV today too.
Motherfucker, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't help myself.
Bro,
what'd you say?
Adam, I love Adam Shanheen. I love the Ed Kendall Adam.
But the best one after that.
We should have, you know what though? Time out. No.
Bro.
We should send Adam Shaheen out to dinner with
Kendall
Cole Saturday night. Both enter protocol. We're chilling.
Facts.
Both enter protocol is chilling.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
You could put him in like a caged steel match.
Yeah.
I don't know how that goes. And then I think they put like a suitcase at the top, and then they do something with.
No, have it be like the.
That's a really good Photoshop idea, and I'm gonna steal that.
No. Here's the thing: get the Spider-Man 1 wrestling scene, right where he's fighting Bonesaw in the cage.
I like the steel cage one better. It tunes.
They are fighting in a steel cage, dummy.
But I'm saying like WWE style, like
You just have no respect for Spider-Man. You suck. All right,
Mankind versus the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about WWE.
That's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
I would not.
Yeah.
watch
Okay.
Monday
You know
Night
what?
Raw.
Everybody,
no one watched. Wait. Let me just say this real quick. Nobody watched Monday Night Raw. All right.
All right. I'm glad. Okay.
Perfect. You're sleep. You talking about during the Attitude Era? I watched Monday Night Raw.
No, I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now.
Bro, it's all about AEW now, bro.
Oh, geez. I just saw Justin's comment. Holy crap. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Justin, behave yourself. Jeez.
I actually put it up for like a split second, then I read the full thing, and I was like,
dummy, be a better producer. All right. We will be back on Sunday. This entire crew right here will be back on Sunday. We will be previewing the game against the Buffalo Bills. We will tell you all of our predictions in terms of wins, losses, stats, anything else going on. The final injury report. That is at 11:30.
3.
No.
11:38.
11:30. Yeah. 11:30. Yes. Sorry.
No. Look at
11:30.
That is at 11:30. Don't forget to check out Thrive Fantasy. Guys, don't forget to check out Thrive Fantasy. The link is down below. Godfather Heat Twitter. Greg Sylvander is here. Greg, thank you so much for watching, man. Really appreciate it. Check us out next Sunday. And again, obviously every week, Tuesday and Thursday, giving all of our wild takes and all of us giving Juan a bunch of crap because he absolutely deserves it. Go flame his ass on Twitter. Other than that, Kai, I'm going to pull a roll. Kai, play the video. We out. Fins up.
Touchdown,